Hi Forest friends, it's Miss Kristen. I am so excited that I get to be doing a circle time with you. I know it looks a little bit different, we're not in the forest, but I hope to make it just as fun as if we were in the forest. So this week we are going to be talking about these wonderful creatures that you might start noticing a little bit more now that we're in springtime. And these creatures, they have wings. What creatures have wings? These creatures have beaks. So they've got wings, they have beaks, and they also love to fly with their wings. What creatures love to fly and have wings? Oh, I think I heard it. Birds. We're going to be talking about birds this week. So I have a story today that involves a bird, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I wanted to start our circle off with some movement. So I was hoping that we could warm up our bodies. So I need you to join in. So I want you friends to stand up. So stand all of your bodies up, and we're going to do some actions that birds might do. So the first one that I was thinking about is birds, like I said, they have their wings. So I was hoping that we could flap like a bird. So make sure you have lots of space, all right? Okay, and join in with me if you know the song. Hello, everybody. Let's flap like a bird. Flap your wings. Flap like a bird. Flap like a bird. Hello, everybody. Let's flap like a bird. Flap like a bird today. Good job. Thanks for joining. All right, I think we could do one more. And like I said, birds have their beaks. And they use their beaks to eat food, but they also use their beaks to create beautiful music and sounds. So sometimes you might hear a bird caw, like a crow, or you might hear a chickadee go chickadee-dee-dee-dee, and you might hear a bird chirp, chirp, chirp. So I was hoping that we could chirp, 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 chirp like a bird. And you can also move around too while you chirp like a bird, okay? All right. Hello, everybody. Let's chirp like a bird. Chirp, 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 chirp. Chirp like a bird. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp like a bird. Hello, everybody. Let's chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp like a bird. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp like a bird today. Good job, friends. I saw some awesome birds. So before we read our story, I wanted to say that us teachers have been so excited watching and seeing all of the fun things that you friends have been doing. We have seen some friends finding some cozy sit spots. We saw a friend practice on his scooter, and we saw some friends going on some walks. So keep exploring. We love to see them. All right, it's time for a story. So follow me. I'm gonna find a comfy spot to read a story.
Oh, hi Forest friends, it's Edgar the Eagle. I'm so glad you're here. So Miss Kristen said today we're going to be talking about birds. And the bird that we're talking about is actually hiding in the tree right behind me. Do you see him? Can you spot him? Good work! All right, so it's actually going to be a surprise. So Miss Kristen might ask, but don't tell her. It's a big surprise. Oh, she's coming. See you later.
Oh, whoa, my wings do not work as well as birds do. Took me a while to get here. All right, who's ready for a story? Great. So the story today is, like I said, about a bird, but this bird is really special. And I'll give you a hint to see if you can guess the bird that we're talking about today. So my first hint is this bird loves to sleep during the day. So while we're out playing, this bird is sleeping. And at nighttime, when it's our turn to sleep, this bird is out playing and looking for breakfast, searching around for some food to eat. So an animal that sleeps during the day and is awake at night is called a nocturnal animal. Can you say it with me? Nocturnal. Good work. So this animal is nocturnal. Another hint that I have about this animal is this animal has big eyes. Really big eyes, almost like a pair of glasses. And this animal uses their eyes to search for prey down on the ground. And they might eat mice, they might eat squirrels, and other little rodents like that. And my last hint that I have for you about this bird is it can turn its head almost all the way around. Try it with me. How far can you turn your head? Oh, it's hard to turn your head all the way around. I definitely can't, but this bird can. All right, so those are the clues. Who has a guess? Oh, I think I heard it. I think I heard a friend say, owl. You're right. My story today has an owl in it, and he's the main character. And you know what, friends? I actually brought an owl to show you. Just in my bag here. Oh. Well, he's not in my bag. I'll keep looking. Huh. He's not in there. Friends, did you see my owl anywhere? No? Okay. Am I sitting on him? No. Is he in my pocket? On my head? Oh, friends, I thought I brought my owl today. I don't know where he could be. Whoa. Wait a minute. He's up in the tree there. Friends, did you know he was there? Oh, silly owl. Well, he can stay up there when I'm reading my story. And my story today actually has an owl on it that looks identical to Mr. Owl that's sitting up in the tree there. Pretty cool. Okay, this story is called The Owl Goes on Holiday. Have any of you friends been on a holiday before? So a holiday is when you leave home and you might go to a place on an airplane, on a train, you might drive there, you might go camping. It's really fun. You might take one with your family. I know some friends have gone to Mexico on a holiday, so that's really fun. Okay. The owl goes on holiday. By the big stone under the oak tree, the owl gives school lessons to the children of the forest. He does this every morning before going to bed, because owls sleep in the daytime and are awake at night. What's that called, friends? Nocturnal. Good work. Today the children have picked leaves, needles, and pine cones from the trees. They have also held paws and wings around the oak tree to see how wide it is. That would be a fun activity to do at home. As wide as all of us put together, says the owl. My granddad is quite wide too, says the smallest little mouse. But the oak tree could live for over 1,000 years, says the owl. I don't think your granddad could. Or me. They all laugh at that. Then they dance around the oak tree because dancing is so much fun. And because you learn a lot better when you're having fun. Notice all the animals. They're dancing around the big oak tree. There's our owl. Friends, while I'm reading the story, a little hummingbird has came and visited me. Pretty cool. Now the owl stands on the school stone and shows the class a leaf. Does anybody know what this is? Can I have a look, please, says the hare. Stretching out his paw, he takes the leaf and puts it straight into his mouth. And he eats it up. A maple leaf, he says, licking his lips. Correct, says the owl, but you mustn't keep eating what we are learning about. Sorry, says the hare, but I was so hungry. So am I, says the little squirrel, and she jumps up and grabs a pine cone and starts nibbling on it. Oh no. Poor Mr. Owl, he was just using those to teach his class, and the students are eating them. Oh man. Yucky pine cone, says the fox. I much prefer flies, croaks the frog. Snails, says the hedgehog. Spiders are quite nice, says the magpie. And a magpie is another type of bird. It's a black and white bird. I was going to say hares, says the fox. looking at the hare. Uh-oh. Well, different animals like to eat different things, says the owl. Personally, I like us, squeak the mice, and they jump around squeaking. Ha ha. You're not allowed to eat us up, not while we're at school. Because this is the way of things at school. Everybody has to be kind to each other and not eat each other up. That's a great rule. Now, I think it's time for you to do some exercise, yawns the owl. Move around as much as you can, he yawns. I wonder why the owl's so tired. Oh, the owl is tired. It is fun that the children are so lively, but it's also very tiring, especially if you haven't had much sleep. And the owl has not been sleeping well at all. For several days, a woodpecker, which is another bird, has been pecking away at a fir tree next to the oak where the owl sleeps. And owls have excellent hearing. Imagine if I could just have a few days off, he thinks to himself. He looks at the mice who have found an acorn and are playing football. The hare jumps over the hedgehog and the squirrel jumps around from tree to tree. In a while, I will teach them to count to 4, he thinks sleepily. And then he gives another big yawn. Can you give another big yawn? Oh, as big as you can. And he falls asleep. He's sleeping with his leaf. I wonder what kind of leaf that is. Looks like maybe a vine maple or a maple leaf. Wake up, caw, says the magpie. Hoo, 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 hoots the owl. What's the matter? You fell asleep, says the magpie. School has finished. Everybody is looking at him, the pupils and their parents who have come to take them home. He has never fallen asleep before. In a lesson. I'm so sorry, he says. I must have dropped off for a few minutes. That's it for today. Thank you. You can go home now. Excuse me, says Mummy Mouse. I'm not very good at counting. Are all 4 of my children here? Yes, they are, says the owl. Well, let's see. Friends, can you help me count to 4? We're going to count all of the mouse's babies, okay? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they're all here. And off she and the other parents go with their children. Only the magpie stays behind. You should have a rest, she says. You should go on a holiday. Ooh, a holiday. All right, friends, so that's it for today. I will be finishing the story this week in another video, but I want you to think about, do you think the owl goes on holiday? And if he does, where do you think he goes? And if he does go on holiday, who's going to teach the class? So those are some things I want you to think about, okay? Okay, Forest friends. Well, thanks so much for joining. I had so much fun with you friends today. And keep telling us what you've been up to. If you've been going on hikes, if you've been exploring your backyard, if you've been having sit spots, keep telling us. We love to hear. And I hope this week you friends can go on some bird hunts and see the type of birds that you can see. There's lots out now that it's springtime and there's lots of flowers coming up. Birds are busy building nests and flying high in the sky. So keep searching and let us know what you find. All right, we're gonna end this circle time with a song. If you don't hear your name this time, that's okay. There's lots of other videos I'll be doing and your name will be in those ones, okay? All right, I need help with this one. Get your waving hands out, okay? All right. Bowden, so glad you came. Eddie, so glad you came. Arlo, so glad you came. 1, 2, 3, let's shout hooray. Help me shout hooray. Ellie, so glad you came. Tucker, so glad you came. Tarin, so glad you came. 1, 2, 3, let's shout hooray. Hooray! Good work, friends. Okay, I'm off to go search for that hummingbird. I hope I can find it. I'll let you know if I see it. Bye, friends.